Good evening, folks, and welcome to About Last Night. Now, tonight, we're not bringing you a gig. Tonight, we're bringing you the musical experience that is Kíla live in Dublin's Warehouse. Bono recently said, whatever it is, this is it. And Kíla are right on the cusp of it. They may have been the ones that lit the fuse of the Big Bang. Well, by God, we're going to find out tonight. It's coming right after this, so stick around. Welcome back, folks. I'm here with Brian Hogan and Ronan O'Snowdy from Kíla. Look, guys, thanks a million for sitting down with us, and welcome to About Last Night. I'd like to talk to you about your very unique sound. So, in the reviews that I read of kind of Kíla's sound, it's described as traditional folk music blended with world music, infused with rock sensibility, with Kíla's own magic and mystery thrown in for good measure. How would you define Kíla's sound?
All of that above and other things, it's kind of, you have to kind of box it off for reviews and things, you know what I mean? That's the truth. Yeah. So I think we have some traditional instruments, but it's all original, so it would be, it's a terrible word, contemporary music, but it's our contemporary music, it's us. It's hard not to, you know, everyone needs a definition, but it's got pipes and drums and guitars and vocals and...
Yeah, and I suppose, look, it's developed over time.
You just heard it.
Well, I actually made up that the review on the way down in the car, so that was how I would describe it.
All right.
Well, no, like realistically, you have had a number of members of the band come and go, add their own sound, take it away with them, and so on and so forth. When you're creating an album, is it difficult to have maybe kind of 8 or 9 people all with their input, or is it great to have a bag of ideas to work with?
Both. Both is the answer. Yeah, and it's... it can hold us back or it can propel us. It all depends on the humour we're in, I suppose, and it does, you know. And maybe that's why I suppose I hide from labels, because I'm thinking, no, it's all about your next gig or your next tune, or, you know, it wouldn't be my thing to look at it and try and square it off for everybody. I'm still excited about it. I think we're still excited about it. It still feels in the formation. We're still forming something, so...
Does it still have the kind of session feel, a group of musicians coming together for a sesh?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that was the idea all along. For some people, yeah. For us, we think we're brilliant. You know, we think we're the best in the world, and we have a chance to make the best, most funkiest music in the world with a traditional bass. You know, so we you know, that's what excites us and keeps us going. I suppose avoiding cliches is half of the thing as well, you know, so it's not based in session land, or, you know, it can go and visit that as well. It's just us. It's really, you'd have to do a psychological assessment of all the members of the band presently to find out exactly what's going on.
Well, 2 isn't too bad to start with, I suppose.
Well, there's 8 members, and you'd have 8 different answers to any of those questions you just asked, so there's a bit of that. If you think about the camel being the horse designed by committee, there's a bit of that going on, you know what I mean? There's a hump here and a bump there, and, you know, you kind of hope for the best, you know, that it comes out good at the end.
Yeah. You did your 3rd live album last year, a live BO. When you're doing a gig that you know is going to be recorded for a live album, is there a different energy in the room going on stage? Is there a bit of nerves there, or is it?
We'd been recording a lot of gigs. We'd be kind of chipping away. Whenever we could record, we would record. And I just scanning them as we went along, and that one gig, most of the tracks came from that one gig. So it's like you hit lucky.
Yeah, so it was kind of a gradual.
It was just the right, from every point of view, it was the right situation, sound-wise, and we played in a way that was reproducible, if you like. Yeah. So there's no different intention at all. Okay. We were in a theatre, so you got more control over your sound, for example. It's not as ramshackle, or there's less spill, if you like. Okay. So as an environment, it's better to record, but it doesn't necessarily make a better gig. So luck, absolute luck.
You need the rub of the green as well. Yeah. You guys did a single, The Ballad of Ronnie Drew, in 2008. Collaborated with Sinead O'Connor, Shane McGowan, Damien Dempsey, who we were chatting to last week here for the show as well. It kind of struck me like the Irish trad music, royal weddings, guest list type of thing. There was so many great names there, and I'm sure it was a great single to make. Do you get to do that often, work with other people within your industry, other kind of trad musicians, or people who are doing similar things to you?
We could do a lot more of it. It is exciting. It's very exciting, yeah, because, you know, that's the thing about musicians is they're actually music fans. You know, most musicians or singers are fans of music. So the chance to get to work with someone who you're a fan of, drop of a hat. My number is 08, bloody, bloody, bloody.
For the next time.
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, we are running a little bit tight in time, so I suppose just to kind of to sign us off, into 2018 and into 2019, where can we see you for everyone at home, and what do we have to look forward to?
We should, we're going to New Orleans for a year to practice wedding music. New Orleans wedding music. How's about that, Brian? Sounds good, doesn't it? Go down by the river, get a boat, play for all the locals, and some.
Funny, I'm looking for a place to get married, so just give me your tour dates, lads.
New Orleans.
So 28th, get this right, in Clonakilty, in DeBarra's Clonakilty is 28th. 29th is in Munro's in Galway.
Nice.
I'm just trying to remember it now, okay, and then
we're having New Year's off.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you'll have deserved it at that stage. Gentlemen, genuinely, really excited to see the gig. Great to see the warm-up. Thanks a million for sitting down and talking to us.
You're very welcome.
And
Thanks
great to meet you.
All right, fair play.
Thanks a million.
Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of About Last Night. We are very excited to be here at one of Dublin's finest music venues, Whelans, and we're going to be chatting to the one and only Ham Sandwich. Hello guys, and welcome our gig of the week, the one and only Ham Sandwich. How you doing?
I didn't know we were already an award-winning gig week winners.
Yes, you are our gig of the week.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Come here. Third night of 3 sold-out gigs. Yeah. Unbelievable. But you've played here loads of times before. Why is Whelans so special to you?
Well, probably the main reason, like, we kind of started out gigging here when we started out as a band, like supporting bands and stuff, and it's where we met our late manager who managed us and kind of, you know, brought us to where we are now, really. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? He was the one that kind of pushed us this far, and so it's like our second home almost, isn't it?
One thing about the venue is it's not huge, but it's a nice sized crowd, and out of all the venues I think we've ever played, it's the one where you feel absolutely dangerously surrounded by people, and that's why you feel like you're in a wrestling ring or something. Cool. So it's not like, you know, DJ crowd, it's like it feels like there's a wedding cake full of people
popping out.
Lift up the guitar and there's a head. It's perfect, isn't it?
Well, come here, you have a very young, talented woman supporting you guys. Can you tell me a little bit about her?
I was gonna, didn't even have the brain capacity. I was going to make up with it. Lulu. She's an English woman and she's a star.
It's not Lulu, no. It's a girl called Ro. She's from Derry, and I've actually only seen clips of her online, so I'm really excited to see her live show tonight. She kind of does like loop pedals and loops her vocals and loops, like she has synths and guitar and stuff like that. So it's really interesting stuff, and I can't wait to see her. Yeah.
Plus, she rocked up in a pair of
dungarees. I know.
Corduroy.
Roy cords.
Corduroy dungies. And they're like this.
They're class. They're class. Yeah. She looks so cool.
Come here. I'm just kind of curious though. How does the support act? How does that work? Do you get in touch with her, or like?
Yeah, we
have full control. Like we completely we handcuffed them to a corner.
Play for us. Yeah.
You're going nowhere in the argument.
Poor girl's falling chains.
We kind of, like, she even said it to myself downstairs when I was talking to her. She said, it's really interesting how you have 3 different supports for the 3 nights. And I was like, it's kind of just to almost keep it interesting, because it's all well and good having the same band every night, but like you might have people coming to see the Thursday and the Friday, or the Friday and the Saturday, or something. So they're getting something new each night, you know, that kind of way. So it's nice to kind of keep it fresh, and it's also nice to give people a chance to play in front of our crowd, like, you know what I mean? Because they're a very receptive audience, you know, they're real up for hearing new music and stuff like that. So we like giving people that opportunity.
That's
It
amazing.
is true. I think a lot of people will come to our gigs, and especially new people, and if they get a surprise that they're really, geez, we really enjoy that. I find you talk to them at the merch stand the next night, they're like, oh yeah, we came again just because it was bizarre. We're like, why not?
Yeah, that's amazing though.
It's never, the music might be fairly similar each night or whatever, but it's never.
The crack is never the same.
Yeah, it's a different show every night.
It brings different
elements.
vibes. Like the songs are all the same, but the vibe is very different every night.
Yeah. So you've released a new single, Reactions. How's the response been? And also, tell us a little bit about the song.
Well, I'll say about the what I say about releasing it. We released it last Friday.
Yeah.
And the response was amazing.
Yeah.
The response was incredible. Yeah, we got so much nice feedback from Irish DJs, radio DJs.
Yeah.
And we played it on session with Miriam O'Connell, and she absolutely loves the song. So, you know, kind of all that kind of stuff where DJs are kind of listening to it and going, I really like that track. It makes such a big difference because they share about it and things like that, you know. And once they start sharing about it and stuff, then it kind of gets out to the general wider public, people who might not have heard of Ham Sandwich before. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's really great. And so far, the reaction's been brilliant. Like,
I love it.
Thank you.
I've been listening to it on repeat. I love it. Really like it. But it's on my playlist, I swear. So our West Coast team was actually down in Limerick chatting to Kíla.
Oh yeah.
And I know that you produced a couple of songs with one of the members. Am I right in that, or am I wrong?
Our producer Carl Odlum, he worked on Reactions. He's worked on nearly everything with us since we started.
Pretty much.
And he's worked with like Glenn Hansard and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So he'd be the connection.
Yeah. Okay. Well, come here. Obviously, you've only a few more gigs left before the year's out.
Yes.
Can you tell us where you're going to be?
We are going to be in the Seth Theatre in Kilkenny on the 23rd of December, and we are going to be in Galway on the 28th.
Dove, isn't it? Yeah.
Roisin Dove, and the
you know
29th
this.
is Dolan's in Limerick. I knew you didn't know this. I don't know this either, but I'm just going to go
You're doing absolutely well. Come here, what's in store for Ham Sandwich 2019? Give us all the gossip, please.
I don't know. We're gonna pinky and brain it and take over the world.
Can I join?
Sounds like fun to take over the whole entire world all together.
Well, come here.
Yeah. So I like we're just gonna hopefully write some new music and stuff, and
I don't think we're going to gig as much because we've never really. That was the thing. A lot of bands would have much more structured timetables
where they're writing and then they're straight on to
4 or 5 months from gigging to write, but we've always kind of, you know, we've been very lucky since pretty much day one. We've always gotten offers rolling in our way. We've never really had to seek out gigs, but in a way the bad side of that is it's very hard to kind of juggle
know exactly what's
songwriting.
happening,
And even when you're that busy, it's hard to even start planning. And the older you get and the more kind of life things.
The older we get, like the more we have kind of our individual stuff going on in our lives and things like that. So you kind of do need to take a step back from gigging, I think, to write for a band like ourselves.
Where would you be going anywhere for your to sit down and start writing songs and?
Sometimes we do, we have done before, like we went away to rented a cottage for a week and done stuff like that, and it is great to do that because it kind of takes you out of a situation where you're going home every night and going back to every morning, whereas when we're all together for a couple of days, that can help a lot towards
the distractions are there.
Yeah, we still get distracted. Other flower champagne, but let's not about that. We're promoting like the bar.
Guys,
table tennis tables are not a good idea.
No,
really? Okay.
Flower champagne and table tennis tables. Never bring them songwriting nights. That's the worst idea ever.
There you go, guys. So come here, look, Ham Sandwich. We wish you all the best in the future.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
And a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll go for it all. But come here, smash tonight, and we'll chat to you again very soon, I'm sure.
Awesome.
Hey Connor, love you Connor.
Thank you.
Love you, Connor.
Bye.
What is the crack, guys? Dara back for another episode of Boy Last Night. Here to speak to Michael Mayer for another Misfit Masterclass. Hoping it's going to be as good as the last one, because the last one will be hard to beat. Stick around. What's happening, guys? It's Dara back from another episode of About Last Night. Down here today with the maestro that is Michael Mayer. How you doing today, mate?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. So I want to invite you here today just to chat a wee bit about how you got into dance music and what your influence would be around that. So could you give us a little bit of background as to how you got into this and how this became something that would develop into a career for yourself?
Well, I started at a very early stage. At the age of 12, I had this neighbor who was a DJ in a big discotheque nearby, and he fed me with mixtapes from the club, recordings from the club, and that was like definitely a life-altering experience.
It changed it.
So at that time, I was heavily into Italo disco, high energy disco, all things disco, in fact.
How did that translate when you started DJing?
It was pretty much a straight line, you know. I mean, it's all four to the floor music, electronic music, and yeah. So I never made any big jumps in my musical career. I used to play hip hop too, but that at some point wasn't interesting enough anymore. For
What
me.
would be your passion? What began your spark in the music?
Yeah, Italo disco and extended dance mixes of pop stuff, you know, whatever, Stock Aitken Waterman or Depeche Mode, and just like the concept of a remix was always something that I was really interested in. Yeah, so that's how I started DJing. At the age of 14, I started mounting my little disco volante at its cool parties and stuff like that. Had my little my equipment, mostly like hand built stuff.
I read somewhere that whenever you first started playing in clubs, that the sound that you wanted to play within those clubs wasn't received as well as you would have liked it to have been. So you kind of moved into the more underground scene, which kind of developed into your sound that you have these days with the 4/4 kick drums and that sort of thing.
I mean, underground was a relatively new concept that we're talking about 1989, 1990. And DJs at that time, they used to play all night long in some discotheques.
Yeah.
They mostly had to deliver what the crowd demanded, you know.
It's not a choice. Can't be.
It was a bit difficult for me. Apparently, I didn't deliver enough, so I got fired after half a year. And
Oh, well, it's all gone up from there anyway.
yeah, it was a good thing to happen.
Yeah.
That's when I started teaming up with my friend Tobias Thomas, who's still a good friend
Of course,
mine,
yeah,
and
yeah,
we
that's
still
developed
work a
very
lot
far.
together. Yeah, and we started throwing our own parties, and it was very much DIY. You know, back in the days, there weren't as many clubs, and you just had to do it yourself.
And stemming off that, how would you say today's scene compares to what you had back in that time?
Well, today careers are much more streamlined. You know, like every 18-year-old producer already has a manager and a booking agent and all that. And when I started, these things, they just didn't exist. Like DJs didn't have managers.
As you said, it's all DIY back then. It was like do it yourself or no one else will do it for you.
Right.
I saw a quote from you recently that said that as a DJ, you're both the entertainer and the educator. So how do you apply that to your DJ sets? What kind of effect would you try and have on the crowd whenever you're playing your sets? Would you play more of your own stuff, or would you play kind of other people that you would know of or people you're interested in?
I think it would be boring if I would play only my own stuff. So
See, you say that, but then we have people that come on the show and they say, well, people are expecting to hear my own stuff, and then if they don't hear it, then they're like, why did I come to that person? But I suppose you could say that's just the scene nowadays. People that just go out to hear the song that they know that artist for.
yeah, but I was a DJ before I started producing.
Yeah.
So my productions didn't define my DJing, not
separate.
until this day. Of course, I have drop one or two of my own tracks, but I mostly play, I would say, like 80-85% current music. That's really, really important to me to not, you know, there's so much retromania out there right now, and I think it's important to support contemporary artists.
Yeah, moving forward.
Yeah, it's kind of sad to see that like every Italo House reissue from 1992 sells more copies than a brand new record from a contemporary artist. I think there's a bit of a problem. So yeah, I sometimes do play some old tunes, but only very few. And for me, it's important to be in the here and now. And
yeah, of course, keep it current, keep it going. So, have you got anything exciting coming up in the next couple of months or in 2019 that you'd like to share with us, or anything interesting?
Right now, like winter season's coming, so I'm intending to spend a lot of time in the studio. And
how do you feel that progresses? Because obviously you're DJing quite a lot. Like, do you have separate studio time where you would go off and do completely work on your music and then keep DJing separate?
Well, between running Compact, my company, having a family, and being a traveling DJ, there's not much time for production. I usually spend one night a week in the studio, and if I'm lucky, I can spend another afternoon at some point. But that's all I have. Like,
do you find it difficult balancing that?
Well, the good thing about it is that if I get into the studio, I'm inspired. You know, writer's block is totally unknown to me.
Oh, really?
Like, I'm so happy that I'm there that I just.
You just appreciate it. Use the time you have.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Well, Michael, it's been an absolute pleasure having you today. Really do appreciate the chat. Nice speaking to you.
Well, that's it from us, folks, for another week. Thanks a million to all the acts we had on. For Ham Sandwich chatting to the Dublin team, for Michael Mayer for chatting to the Belfast lads, and of course the two guys from Kíla for chatting to us. Thanks a million for Dolan's Warehouse for having us, and thanks a million for watching at home. Don't forget to subscribe to the Irish Media Network YouTube channel and follow us on all forms of social media. Be good and see you next week.